Hello and welcome back to the channel. You join me with the camper van, the Peugeot Boxer Auto Sleeper, which we went away in on the weekend and has developed a problem. It developed a problem before I went away, but we'd already booked, so we was going away anyway. Um, and the problem is, it seems to be quite often happening on these. It's hunting, it's cutting out, it's just not running right. So I'm going to have a quick look and see if I can find out what the problem is. I have had a look before we went in order to try and make it run a little bit better, but it is cutting out and hunting. So the revs sort of bouncing up and down and bouncing up and down, and it's using a lot of fuel. So obviously it's running really rich because of this problem. I'm going to try and start it now, see if I can show you the problem and how to fix it, or try to fix it. This might not work. If it doesn't work, then this is going to be a fail video, not a fix video. Right then, let's have a look, see if we've got enough battery to start it, because the battery's been running flat because of the damn alarm. Make sure it's in. Hook the chair's up against it, we don't want it to be in gear. Make sure it's in neutral. And it has started. You can hear it's got like a bit of a misfire sound. It don't sound too healthy. So let's pop the bonnet and show you what I think the issue was. The bonnet catches on these are my nightmare. It's a little tiny red thing there, look. It stinks. If you had smell-o-vision, you'd smell the fuel. It's running really rich. There we go. And the problem is this hose here has got a big split in it there, but you can hear it sucking fuel through. There you go. Yeah, that's sucking fuel. Close the hole up, it runs a little bit better, but if you close it completely, it tries to cut out. And that hose runs to this little box here, which is the manifold air pressure sensor, and I've got a feeling that has failed, so I bought a new one. What I had to do to get anywhere, because it kept cutting out and it wouldn't start like this, look, you completely close it up. Crazy noises. That's actually running not too bad, but if you close it up completely anyway, it tries to cut out, and it does eventually cut out. I think the choke's still on the moment, so it's still running, but when the auto choke goes off, it will cut out. But you can hear the amount of air, so because it's taking so much air in, it's running quite lean, so it's banging loads more fuel into it, which is then making it run super rich and not right. What I haven't ordered, which I should have ordered, is a new hose, because that one's got a big cut in it. But I should be able to tape that up for now. I can use some tape and tape that up. But it runs straight off the inlet manifold here, and if you put your thing over that, it smells so by the petrol. But yeah, it runs that little thing under there. You chop it off. So it turns out it's not the first thing I took off down there. I think it's this one here. This thing right at the front. I think that's the auto control valve. It's absolutely not meant to get off using these Torx here, getting it in there. Right, it's a couple of days later and I've now got it running right. I'll tell you how I did it and show you what I did. Not a lot to show you really, because it wasn't. I have to replace the pressure sensor on the manifold, and got rid of the brake that was in the hose, and that caused it to run even worse, and it wouldn't start. It was cutting out, and if you're trying to reverse it into the space, I had to start about 5 times to get it to go into the space. But as you know now, it's running well. So I'll just tell you what I did to make it run. So after replacing that sensor, and I took the idle control valve out as well,
If you look on the internet, you can see what it looks like. And I took it out and turned the car on with it out, and I could see that it was moving in and out. So it was definitely moving, and it was moving in and out with the engine as it was trying to die. So as the engine was sort of revving high and revving low, the control valve was moving in and out. So it was obviously trying to control what was going on. But in the end, what I did was, after a lot of searching on the internet, it said it's probably the ECU that's causing the problem. Because I had an air leak, it was trying to adjust the fuel to the air leak, and then I'd stop the air leak, stop the vacuum problem, and put that new sensor on, which might not have been the problem in the first place, but it's only 12 quid, so I put the new sensor on. I've left it on there, but the ECU had sort of trained itself to work with the vacuum leak. So battery off for 10 minutes, battery back on, started it, fixed. So first port of call after you've fixed a vacuum leak, first find the leak, then fix the vacuum leak, and then if you can do that, turn it off, disconnect the battery for 10 minutes, then reconnect the battery, and then you're going to be back to your normal settings, and it'll relearn what's going on, and it'll run nice and smooth like this. So hopefully when it comes to the MLT, it'll pass on emissions, and on our travels we're not going to cane half a tank doing 100 miles. But it's definitely running 100% better. Good way I found to find leaks as well. If you vape, I don't. What my wife does, if you vape and you've got a vape pen or whatever, pull one of the hoses off to the manifold, get the vape into the pipe, just keep vaping into the pipe, keep vaping into the pipe, and you'll fill the manifold and all the vacuum with smoke or vape. Vapor, I suppose it is, and then you'll see it coming out somewhere and it'll leak out. But that's a good way of doing it. If you do vape, that's a good way of doing it without buying anything, spending 50 quid on Amazon and buying stuff like that. There's old tricks that people used to do with cigars and things like that, but this is the future, and now we use vapes to find vacuum leaks. If you like the video, if it helps you out, which is all I'm trying to do, trying to help people out, and you know, on these old vans, for definite, there ain't a lot of info on them. A lot of parts are not available, things like that. So if you like the video, please like and subscribe, and we'll keep making them.